Friends, in 1922, a team of archaeologists in Egypt opened Tutankhamun's tomb and found that this is the only tomb of ancient Egypt which is preserved for 3,000 years. When the tomb was opened, it was filled with gold artifacts of ancient Egypt. But after that, some events took place which shocked the whole world. Friends, when the tomb was opened, 13 people were present there, and mysteriously, one by one, they all died in a short time. And again, rumors of Pharaoh's curse started spreading in the world. When the team of archaeologists studied that tomb, they saw that everything was different. It was not as it should have been. Ancient Egyptians believed that after the death of Pharaoh's king, he is closest to the gods and talks to the gods on behalf of the Egyptians. For this reason, Tutankhamun's mother was kept very carefully and her grave was decorated with gold. Friends, why did people consider Tutankhamun so special? Why are the fingers of the god of death, Osiris, shown in the artifacts of ancient Egypt? Why are historians still surprised by Tutankhamun's mother? In 1922, Harvard Carter and George Corwin went to Tutankhamun's grave, which was in a small, narrow room. And they were both surprised by this because they hoped that Tutankhamun's grave would also be in a large room like the graves of other kings. And another surprising thing was that Tutankhamun was buried away from his royal ancestors, which was against the rituals of ancient Egypt. Tutankhamun was buried in 3 coffins, one of which was made of 3 gold. And the face on the middle coffin was different from the face on the other coffins. And it is believed that the middle coffin was made for some other king. This makes it clear that Tutankhamun was buried in a hurry. That grave was made for some other king because archaeologists found signs of readjustment everywhere. Friends, what was the reason for King Tutankhamun's sudden death? There are many theories of Tutankhamun's sudden death. The stories of ancient Egypt tell that Tutankhamun was born from the marriage of 2 brothers and sisters, because of which he had genetic disorders like clubfoot. He used a wooden stick to help him walk while limping all his life. And he found 350 gold-plated sticks in his grave. King Tutankhamun was suffering from malaria while dying, which was found in his mother. But it was not clear why his heart was missing from his mother. Because the people of Egypt believed the heart to be the center of the brain. So what was the reason that Tutankhamun's heart was taken out? Tutankhamun's mother was not made in the same way as other kings' mothers were made. Because there was a long slit from his legs to his stomach. It is a mystery as to how Tutankhamun died. However, the series of strange events has not yet ended. In the documentary The Mystery of the Burnt Mummy, the team of Egypt's forensic scientist and Chris Norton performed a virtual autopsy on Pharaoh's mother, in which the investigation of the pieces of flesh found that Tutankhamun's body was burned. But it was not possible that a king's body was deliberately set on fire. Later, it was assumed that the coffin was burned while sealing it from inside, so that the curse on Pharaoh's king could be ended. Despite his illness, Tutankhamun enjoyed a lot of fun. He even used to ride a chariot. Maybe that's why his mother's one leg was broken. Tutankhamun's body had a lot of oil and resin on it. Resin is used to make glue to keep the king's body safe. There was so much resin on his body that when the grave was opened, he had to pull it out of the coffin. According to the investigators in the documentary, his body was burned due to the chemical process of the oils used on Tutankhamun's mother. However, such carelessness was never done with any other king's grave. So friends, now the question arises, what was the reason for the death of all those who opened the coffin? What was the reason for his death is still a mystery. After the unexplained deaths of scientists, archaeologists, and their families, many people began to believe in the curse of Pharaoh. Archaeologist Arthur Mess, radiologist Sir Archibald Douglas Reed, Kahneman brother, and Andrew Harvard died in a few years after the opening of Tutankhamun's grave. Not only that, the members of Prince Ali Kamal Mishra Sohi family, who had given permission to open King Tutankhamun's grave, were killed by his own wife by shooting. Lord Kahneman was the first to be present there when the grave was opened, and he also died. However, many people consider the words of the curse to be mere coincidence, and all these deaths are just a coincidence. Friends, the average age of a scientist is 74.5 years. George Cornwall, 57, died of pneumonia. He had a lung disease all his life. Howard Carter, who is considered the first victim of the curse, died of natural causes at the age of 64. It has been 17 years since the grave was opened. Egyptian scientists noted that in ancient Egyptian religious traditions there was no belief in curses. They said that many people were present there when the coffin was opened. There are many more people who helped scientists to remove the coffin from the king's cemeteries. But they did not have to face any such abnormal effect. They never experienced a mystical situation in their life. Friends, the treasure found during the investigation of Tutankhamun's cemetery is worth about $1 billion today. It is still a mystery whether the death of the investigators was caused by the curse of Pharaoh's king.
Thanks for watching.